Well, I am Professor Rahman at BELLO. I'm a professor of chemical engineering, and that gives you the linkage between myself and the group managing director, Mrs. Florence Seriki. She read chemical engineering at the Obafemi University. Incidentally, that's also my alma mater. I also had my first degree at University of Ife, now Obafemi University. When Ms. Seriki was in her final year of the chemical engineering program, she had a project that had to be involved with the use of computers, which was her first interaction with computers. And a classmate of mine, who was then one of the lecturers at the Obafemi University, had the best of computers in that department. And so she was interacting with him on the use of the computers, and she was using his computers for her project. Unfortunately, there was this crisis in the university that year. So the universities were closed down, and so she had to come back home to Lagos to live. During that period, she had to interact with me in Lagos to continue our project during that break. So really, I've been part of history from the university days up to the time she commenced the business of selling first, then assembling computers, which had led to what this factory, the beginning of this factory. I would like to say that at the point when all along we've been in touch, as I said, we now got close at the family level, and I think a couple of siblings, junior sisters, came through us at the University of Lagos. One read chemical engineering as well. So really you can see the interaction. And the father, when he was alive, we were very, very close. We always visited. And so really we had that kind of close interaction. Omatek was to go public. Of course, being in the background for her on advisory basis, technical advisory basis. We've been communicating and discussing, and I've been advising her on the way forward and on some of the aspects that she needed my comments and advices on. And so by the time she was putting the company to become a PLC, a public limited company, I was invited and I bought some shares and I became one of the directors of the company. Well, I've been conversant with the products of Omatek PLC even right from the beginning. And as I said, even before I became a member of the board of directors. And I know the quality, as I've been a technical advisor to Mrs. Seriki all along, and to the company indirectly. And knowing the quality of Omatek products, I could vouch for them. I use Omatek computers, and I've been using them for as long as I know. You get to my house, my own personal computer is an Omatek computer, even before I came on the board of the company. But the issue there is the power solutions, when they came up, intrigued me. And so when I got into the management of the University of Lagos, I brought it up and said, look, the system power problems that we were having, particularly in the hostels, which were leading to some problems in terms of students being not at peace, having long periods without power, could be easily resolved using the solar-based power solution. And so I invited Omatek to come in and do a sample. Even though we could not, because of the cost, we cannot cover every room with light. We decided to really go through all the public areas in each hostel, in some of the hostels that we have covered now. And so all the reading rooms, the corridors, the buttery, and all the general areas are now covered using the solar power-based power solution. And so that was really the origin of the Omatek power solution coming into the University of Lagos. And after putting the first one, or maybe the first three in place, Omatek wanted the whole world to see what exactly that meant. And so he invited the Minister of Education to commission that power solution so that everybody would take advantage of it and to the benefit of the nation. And so that's really what had happened, and that's how the University of Lagos came to being, to showcasing the Omatek power solution, which has been very, very stable, I must say, because we are already extending it to other hostels of the university, and I'm sure in the long run, all hostels in the University of Lagos will have that as a backup, so that even if there's a long cut in power, whether late at night or at any point in time, the students can still see their way and find their way around. They can still use the reading rooms to read. They can use the play areas to stay. And only what they cannot do is just have lights in their rooms. But at least they'll be able to move around without having any incidents that could be problematic. And that's what we have done. And I was happy that the Minister of Education, when she came, recommended that solution to all schools and all universities that have such hostels, and also had included that this will be used, that solution will be used in the new federal universities. I think that is gladdening to us. At least we have shown the whole world that yes, what Omatek is producing can be utilized effectively by everybody. Mrs. Florence Seriki is a very determined, targeted, and rugged personality that chose for herself the path of doing very honest business and practicing what she knows best. It is, she took up the discipline of engineering, read chemical engineering, even though has not been using chemical engineering practically directly, but she's been using chemical engineering in her operations in the business and entrepreneurship that she started. She's an entrepreneur of no mean repute. She has developed herself in such a way that many Nigerians will not have the peace and patience to deal with. Florence has, over the years, become an enigma. One person that everybody reverse, not because she deals with them with a kid glove, but because she's determined and she has an eyes on what she wanted. She's been able to put her businesses together in ways that it can replicate itself and move on in the right direction. She has had ups and downs because I followed up all her history, and she has been able to come back vigorously, which shows that her basic determination and her basic objective are well-founded. Because otherwise, if it's not, once you go down, it's going to be difficult to really come up. The economic situations hasn't been helpful to her, but by the grace of God, she's been able to go through and weather. And I'm sure our foundation now and the basis will be the beginning of very big things to happen to our businesses in the future. I pray that God will give her good life, long life, and enable her to be able to put her dreams through completely, so that this factory and this company will be founded on a very, very strong footing that will outlive her and outlive all of us. Omatek PLC, as I said, because of our own background and interaction with the likes of us, in designing our own marketing strategies, did not just plan to put people to go and sell the computers out and leave them like that. She decided that along with the computers, there would be outfits, let me put it that way, in institutions, institution-based outfits, which she will jointly own with the institutions, where the computers she sells to that institution and the neighboring communities can be handled, repaired, refurbished, and then opened up in any way. So that will really allow the students voluntarily or their will or compulsively to be able to go there as a workshop, as a mini workshop within their own institution, jointly operated by Omatek and the institutions, and so they can now go on and have hands-on experience on opening computers and putting them back and all that kind of thing, and be able to carry out. So they have this experience that will be able to make them employable by any computer outfit that will need such hands when they and then that will also give them the insight into what goes on and what the components are within the computers. So it is not only coming in for IT that Omatek had put in place for such interaction with students. It also has this outfits that had already been in place in some of the institutions. I think we have a few of them around now. I think it started with Ife, and then probably Ibadan, and then one was in Lagos earlier on, but it's supposed to be reintroduced again and really on a larger scale for accessibility of Omatek products. So that is really a backup. That gives a backup for Omatek products, because people will know that once they can go to a location where those products can be looked at if they have problems, and then you can really have backup services very quickly from those outfits. So coming back to your question now, having put that kind of a place, the interaction between a factory and a student is critical to the profession of that student. A computer engineer or an engineer in any form needs the practice. And that's why actually government put the issue of IT in place. When the ITF, Industrial Training Fund, was put in place to be able to assist students to get hands-on experience while they are still in school. But unfortunately, because we don't have enough factories, enough manufacturing outfits, enough businesses in the areas of professional disciplines that we train in, many of these students do not have cognate experience during that period they're supposed to go for the IT training. So a factory like Omatek is offering a very good service and is giving us the right kind of atmosphere for the students to interact with the products that they'll be using or they are supposed to profess on, which will help them to really get the right picture and be able to determine what exactly they're looking for in their careers. So it's a very good development, and many more of these kind of factories will assist those in the IT area to be able to be job ready when they complete their degrees. I think that's just the advantage. Thank you very much.